everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm looking forward to. I would honestly consider myself a fantasy girly through and through. I love me a good fantasy book or series, but you know, over the last year or so I've really been branching out. I've been doing a lot of romance, I've been doing a lot of lit fic. I really enjoy lit fic, so I feel like it's just time to get back to my roots, especially because I have a whole shelf of unread fantasy books that I need to get to. So for this week, we are locking in and we are reading nothing but fantasy. I think realistically I can get through 3, maybe 4 books if I'm lucky. We'll see. But yeah, I got a whole shelf waiting, so let's just jump in and read some fantasy books. Okay, so we're starting with Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This is the first in, I think there's 3 books so far in this series, the third one having like just come out. The second one's already in the mail, okay, because I know I'm going to love this book. I'm so excited to dive in. This is about our main character, Bree. Her mother dies in an accident and she goes to a residential program for bright high schoolers where she witnesses a flying demon feeding on human energies. It kind of reminds me of Mortal Instruments a little bit, where Clary can like see, I'm going to get everything wrong, where she can kind of like see the demons and the demon hunters, whereas that's kind of like disguised to the normal mortal folk. So it's giving me those vibes, which I love. I'm so excited to see how she does that. But Bree is able to see this, so obviously she's got her own magical powers. She's probably a part of the Legendborn or whatever the society is. I don't know. I haven't gotten into it yet, but I'm very excited. I love magical beings in kind of non-magical settings, so I'm really excited to read this. Let's dive in. This is honestly, the font is pretty small, which I'm not complaining about, but it is different from a lot of books I read where I feel like the font's just a little bit bigger. So and it's like 500 pages. So we're gonna see how quickly I can get through this. Hopefully I have time to read a handful of fantasy books. I'm hoping to get through this one, the sequel, because it should be arriving in a couple of days. And I have a whole shelf of fantasy books. We'll see. We're not going to get to them all, but we're going to get to as many as we can in the next week. So let's just jump into it. I'm 75 pages into Legendborn and I'm just eating this up. This is so good. Like 0 to 60, not really, but it was like we're jumping into the story. Okay, I'm just geeking out about this a little bit because it does feel reminiscent of Mortal Instruments, but it also feels just wholly original. I think there's a very thin line between inspiration and plagiarism, and this is just, you know, whether or not she got the inspiration from Mortal Instruments, like it's not an original idea either, but just it feels just enough reminiscent that I'm like, oh, I love that, but it's wholly own story and I love it so much. It's also obviously about a Black woman and in the South, so while you have all this magical stuff going on, there's also the race aspect that I'm really enjoying, and it's just diving right in, not wasting any time, which I really appreciate it, especially because it is 500 pages. So I think I'm a little bit nervous that like we might lose momentum having jumped in so fast. But at the same time, I kind of have faith that she's not going to waste a single page. So I'm excited to see how this goes. Okay, I literally couldn't put Legendborn down last night. So I read the first 340 pages, which is wild. I pretty much spent my whole day doing that. That being said, I have less than 200 pages, so that should be easily doable for me today. I'm really excited. I've been loving this. Like I said, I ordered the second one. It did arrive. I ordered the third one. It is going to come today. But I don't think I'm going to read the third one in this vlog just because there's so many fantasy books I need to get to. I'm not even sure. Maybe I should save the sequel too, just so I can get to more. We're gonna find out, but first we're gonna read. I'm really excited because I'm just heavily involved and loving every second of this. Okay, day 2 of the week is done and I have finished Legendborn. Oh, I loved this book. Dare I say I loved this book. There was so much more to it than I kind of expected going in. But then again, like, I don't know. I didn't have like any set beliefs of what I was going to get out of this. Like, I'd heard really good things. People were really enjoying this series. And I love a good fantasy series, so I didn't go in expecting, like, I didn't really have any expectations going in, and I think that was good because it blew me out of the water. It was so good. I was a little hesitant because is it considered YA? I think it is. It's like our main character is 16, which is not something I tend to gravitate towards now that I'm almost 28. Stories about like 17-year-olds, it's like a little out of my preferred reading, I guess you could say. And that's not to say that it can't be done well. Like, I still revisit the Hunger Games series, and of course Katniss starts the series at 16. It can definitely be done well, and what I'm saying is that this was done well. I did really enjoy all of Bree's story and the themes at play here. It was so intricate and so well written and so well done that, like, I really want to dive into the second one, but I also know that if I do that, then I'm going to spend the entire week reading this trilogy. So I think I'm going to sleep on it. I think that's what we're going to do, and then I will let you guys know tomorrow, day 3 of this fantasy reading week, what I'm going to read. So until then, I'll see you tomorrow, but you'll see me in 1 second. Okay, it is day 3 of my fantasy reading week. I did get new glasses. Thank you for noticing. The more I wear them, the more I'm like, wow, I hate these. My husband likes them, so if you don't like them, please don't tell me. It'll hurt my feelings. Anyway, I did decide to go with Bloodmarked, which is the second in the Legendborn cycle series. I read about 70 pages so far today. I got all evening ahead of me, so we're gonna really push through and try and read a bunch of this. I am hopeful, like, it is day 3, so I'm thinking if I can read half today, half tomorrow, then I'll still have 3 days left in the week to maybe read like a shorter book. I don't think I'm going to jump into the third one. I know I said I wasn't going to jump into the second one. I don't think I'm going to jump into the third one just for the sake of this video so that I can diversify more of the fantasy books that I'm reading. But that being said, if this ends on like a terrible cliffhanger, then I'm going to have to. So we'll see. But for now, we read. Okay, I only ended up reading to about page, I lost my bookmark, to about page 200 yesterday, which is not nearly as far as I want. I fear I'm entering reading slump territory. It's just been like really hard. I don't even want to say to get through this book because I'm enjoying it, but mentally it's just been tough to kind of read. That being said, I'm probably not going to finish this book today, but we're going to try. It's day 4, and let's just keep reading. I can't waste any time. Okay, I'm ending on page 414 tonight. So I have about, well, it's like this book is 550 pages. So I have just over 100 pages. Should be able to wrap this up tomorrow and hopefully start a new book, for a new fantasy book for the week. I will see you guys tomorrow to finish Bloodmarked. Okay, it's day 5 of reading only fantasy books. I don't know if you heard that. That was my cat. Also, these are new. Listen, I need a new prescription. So I got a crap ton of new glasses because I like to be able to switch them up. I'm getting used to these because they don't have any frames. And it's tripping me out. So I'm trying to wear these more, at least during the day. And then I switch to the other ones for nighttime. I don't know. It's a whole thing. If you have glasses, tell me I'm not alone. I have like daytime glasses and nighttime glasses. Anyway, we're going to finish Bloodmarked. Today's day 5. Like I said, I've got to get a bookmark. Where did I end up? I ended on like page 412 and there's 550 pages. So just over 100 pages. I should be able to do that. And then I want to start a new book. So this is the ultimate challenge. But it's 2 p.m. and I got the rest of the day. So let's go at it. Okay, it's been almost 2 hours since our last check-in. I did just finish Bloodmarked. Oh my gosh. Dare I say like another 5 stars? Okay, it did end on a ridiculous cliffhanger, and it's like I need to keep reading. I have Oathbound literally right there on my shelf. I could jump into it, but I want to diversify a little bit. Here are some thoughts. Here are some thoughts on both Legendborn and Bloodmarked. They feel a little bit too long as I'm reading them, where I'm like, okay, hurry up. And I don't think it's like a critique on the writing or the storytelling, but I think it's just my own anxiousness of like, this needs to be resolved like right now. And then that ending comes and I'm like, girl, worth it. You pulled it off, Tracy. Big fan. Okay, I feel like I'm getting a little bit of my spark back because I have missed fantasy books so much. I'm going to put this series on hold. I know. I don't want to, but I have had the Shatter Me series on my physical TBR. I think I bought this in December of last year. I've just been itching to read the series. It is like 330 pages, so if I get a little bit done today, I should be able to finish it tomorrow, and then we'd have time for something else. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I am both very scared and very excited to read this, of course, because I've heard so many good things. However, the series is so long. Look at all of that. I think these 6 are the initial series, and then there's some novellas, I think. Oh, yes. So Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, Defy Me, Imagine Me. And then there's 4 novellas. So I'm just nervous that this is another huge commitment and also that it's going to lose steam. I don't want it to lose steam, but also if I get like really into it, then I'm going to have to buy the rest of the books and read the rest of the books. And that is such a pain in the butt, even though I'm going to enjoy it. Anyway, again, getting ahead of myself because that's the only thing I know how to do. Let's go over what this one is. No one knows why Juliet's touch is fatal, but the re-establishment has plans for her, plans to use her as a weapon. But Juliet has plans of her own. After a lifetime without freedom, she's finally discovering the strength to fight back for the very first time and to find a future with the one boy she thought she'd lost forever. In this electrifying first book in the Shatter Me series, is a riveting dystopian world, a thrilling superhero story, and an unforgettable heroine. This is why I don't read out loud. And when was this published? I feel like this is revised in 2018. So, 2011. Okay, so this was like around the time of Hunger Games, Divergent, Maze Runner, like all of the YAs. So I don't know how I missed this one because I was in that scene at the time. But nonetheless, I'm starting it now, like 14 years later. Okay, it's day 6 of reading only fantasy books for a week. We're almost done. I read about like 30 pages this morning, so I read 140 pages yesterday, which is crazy. I'm more than halfway done. This is reading so fast, so easy. It's a nice breath of fresh air, just because I feel like Legendborn and Bloodmarked were a lot more heavily involved. This just feels a little bit lighter, not in terms of like context, but just in the writing styles. I don't know what I'm saying. I hope that makes sense. I'm just breezing through it. I don't trust anybody. I'm scared for my life, and I'm also enjoying this like a lot more than I thought I will. So I fear I'm gonna have to like read the entire series. So, but for now, let's see if we can finish this today. I have no doubt that I can, but let's see what I can do anyway. Okay, I just finished Shatter Me, and like, okay, I was enjoying it. What the heck was that ending? And I don't mean that in like a whole crazy cliffhanger. I mean, it ended so abruptly and so randomly. Like, if you know, you know. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't read it, but it's just, and it was stupid. Dare I say? It was stupid. I was intrigued. The plot was moving. Things were happening. It did feel very, like 2010s young adult dystopian. I was vibing with it. There was a touch of nostalgia to it. It's a product of its time. However, that ending was not good. It wasn't good. I really, like, the beginning of the book felt so serious, and then the end of the book felt like a cartoon. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's enough that I kind of feel turned off from the rest of the series. Like, I thought this was going good, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be trapped in another like 10 plus book series, but now I don't know. I need somebody who has read the Shatter Me series to tell me if this is worth it or if I'm being dramatic. What did you think of the ending? Because I gotta be honest, I hated it. I actually did not like it at all. But we're moving on because it's only 7 p.m., day 6 of reading only fantasy for a week. And I'm gonna get started on another book. I've decided on the Spellshop by Beth Durst. This, I came out last year, and it's been on my list since it came out because it looks adorable, sprayed edges, it's cozy little fantasy. And then I bought it in February because it was on crazy sale. Listing price in Canada is $39.99, which is typical for a hardcover. I got it for $12.99 on Book Outlet. So I snatched it up as soon as it was cheap. And I've been waiting to read it ever since. So I'm just worried. How many pages? Like 375. Okay, so it's a little bit longer than Shatter Me. I'm worried because this is described as, I'm not worried. I have been looking forward to reading this. However, it's cozy fantasy, and so I'm just a little bit nervous that it's not going to be fast-paced enough for me to get through it in the next like 26 hours. So we're gonna get going, and we're gonna see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? I don't finish it? Oh well, not the end of the world. Hello, it is day 7. I know, I'm in the same spot, I'm in the same pajamas, same everything. However, almost 24 hours have passed. I just have not had a single chance to read today. That's not true. I've read like 40 pages today. I read the first 100 pages of the Spellshop yesterday, and then I read like 40 pages today. So I am moving at like a slower pace. Hello, that's this guy. He's coming in. You want to go under the blanket? Yes, 100 pages yesterday, about 40 pages today. I'm hoping I can, so I'm on page, well, what am I on actually? Yeah, I'm on page 140, exactly. If I can get to 250 today, I will consider today a success and this week is a success. So that's only 110 pages. I think I can do it. This is very, very charming so far. The stakes are not very high. Right now, our main character is opening up a little jam shop. She's falling in love with her neighbor. There's magical whimsy creatures everywhere. Like, her best friend is a talking sentient spider plant. There's mer horses. There's just, like, magic, okay? And I'm eating it up. I'm loving every second of this, so let's just dive in. Grabbing a little... This would be like the Canadian version of Poppy or Olipop. So good. I don't know why I'm so utterly exhausted, but I did make it halfway through this book. Unfortunately, day 7, so that's the end of our vlog. I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I will see you guys in a minute to chat about my final thoughts for this week of fantasy reading, because I had a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching my week of reading fantasy. I had so much fun. I seriously love the Legendborn series, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on Oathbound because I can only avoid spoilers for so long, and I'm loving that series so much. But thank you guys so much for watching my week of reading fantasy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, all of that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!